Moving yourself sounds simple until it isn't. The packing, the truck rental, the lifting, the mess. Now imagine moving with United Van Lines. United's pros know how to transport your things safely and seamlessly. No guesswork, no borrowed dollies, no hassles. A full-service move by United means your move is handled by experts. Your time stays yours and your stress level dramatically lower. Full-service moving from America's #1 mover, United. It's a better way to move. Get a free quote at UnitedVanLines.com.
All right, y'all. Before we dive in, a quick heads up.
This show is raw, real, and definitely not rated PG.
We're talking about adult themes, sexual content, and the kind of stuff you probably don't want blasting through your speakers at work or around your kids.
So grab some headphones, pour your drink of choice, and get comfy.
Oh, and just so we're clear, we are not licensed therapists, counselors, or sex coaches. Sex coaches.
Sex coaches.
Not sex couches.
We're just a couple of people sharing our lives, experiences, and sexy adventures. An ethical non-monogamy. So with that, pull up a chair and enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Beyond Monogamy. I'm Adam.
And I'm Pris.
And today's episode, we're diving into a confession that came straight from you, our listeners.
Okay.
Through our anonymous confessional, you know, that's one of my favorite places, over at beyond-monogamy.com. If you've got something on your mind, you've got a question, a story, something that you're wrestling with maybe, that's exactly where this goes. And this is exactly what happens when you leave it. We read it. We talk about it right here on the show.
Yes. But before we get into it, if you're new here, go ahead, hit that follow or subscribe button right now so you don't miss another episode. And if this one hits home for you today, share it with someone who needs to hear it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get into this one.
All right.
Now, this one's from a couple who's just getting their feet wet in the lifestyle. So I'm going to read it.
Okay.
It says, we are enthusiastically entering into the lifestyle and have gone to several club events, but haven't played with another couple yet. We are in the early phases of talking with other couples. My wife is wondering what your first few experiences were like for you and how that differs from when you play with partners today. We would like to know how things started and progressed into play in the beginning, and if that's changed over time.
Ooh, okay. I like this one.
Yeah.
This
This is a good one to sit with. So,
Yeah.
right off the bat, and we're gonna get right to the nitty gritty of it, because when we first started, all I had to go on was stories from your past, which, as the horny little devil dog that I was very turned on by your stories.
Yeah.
So I remember when we talked about it for a whole year before we even decided to start doing this.
We did. Yeah. I told you my stories and you got excited and
Yes.
I was contemplating if I wanted to
Yes.
proceed that kind of life with you.
Yeah, the ball was really in your court, but I was really pushing for it.
You were very pushy.
I was. I really wanted to get those experiences. I was jealous that you had them and I didn't.
Yeah.
So and this is something that we've never ever talked about on the show, but before we got started, we had talked about it and talked about it and talked about it. And I felt like we were in a place where we could start exploring. Now, looking back on it now, I realize we were not in the same mental space.
No, we were not.
And so we ended up throwing a Halloween party at our house. And we had a lot of friends come over.
Yes.
And there was a girl there who I thought was attractive, more attainable than anything else, if I'm being real here. I was like, oh, she seems open. She seems easy. She kind of knows that this is something that we're interested in. So she got there, and mind you, we had been drinking already. We were throwing a Halloween party at our house. We had all sorts of libations there, and we had already started drinking. And so I was just excited to get started. So I guess I had my arms around this chick or something like that. And that kind of left you sour. but it wasn't something that we had talked about. And so as the night went on, it stayed with you. And we continued to drink. We continued to drink, and we continued to drink. And then there was a couple there who just so happened to be our first couple, but not at that time. They were friends of both of ours from a very, very long time ago.
Right.
And she was very flirty, and she was very flirty with you. And so I remember we were all in the kitchen, and we're 7 sheets to the wind, all 3 of us. And she's there straight up fucking flirting with you because you looked hot as fuck. And she's there in the kitchen and she's flirting with you. And she's like, oh, well, I'm into girls. And you were like, well, you know what? I'm into girls. And so the 2 of y'all were like, well, let's go to the bedroom. And I'm right there. So I'm like, hell yeah, let's go to the bedroom, thinking that I'm a part of it.
Yeah.
So then we go to the bedroom, the 3 of us, where you 2 proceed to start making out. And I got pushed out of the room.
Yeah.
I got pushed out of the room, and you were kind of like, granted, you were drunk.
Yes.
As I was as well. And you pushed me out of the room, and you were like, no, this is for me. You need to go. And you pushed me out of the room, and I left, and I went outside for a little while, and there was stuff going on inside the house. Now, knowing what I know now, I know that I like that. And I liked it then. But I was sitting outside processing it and the way it went down. And I was very confused because I knew that I liked it, but I was confused by it because I hadn't really labeled that I liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't really know.
Right.
And so I'm just getting upset. Well, then I ended up going in there and breaking up the little love fest that you guys were just starting to get into. And then she walked out, and you and I, that was one of the few times that we got into an argument, like a major argument about the lifestyle. And we were both drunk. And now that was a part of the problem. Now, we don't ever really talk about this because it was really our first time. We were both not knowledgeable about this.
Yeah. At all.
We didn't handle things properly because there was a lot of lack of communication. We were on 2 separate levels, and we were both drunk. And none of those things are good things. Especially when you're starting out in the lifestyle. So I listed all of those things out very importantly because all of those things are boxes that you need to check to make sure that those are not things that are accompanying you in your first experiences.
Oh, for sure.
This is something you got to talk about.
You need to be a sober bird.
Yes.
And I think after that, we decided that if we were going to play, one of us, we both had to be at least, we were still drinking, so we couldn't get drunk.
Yeah, we had to put some boundaries on that.
We had to put boundaries, and so and then we knew not to play with anybody who is drunk.
Yeah, we had to really, really keep ourselves in control, and we had to make sure that the people that we played with were in control as well. But we learned a lot from that experience. Now, I will tell you, we did not talk about that experience for a couple of years. It took a while for us to feel comfortable enough to even talk about that because we both felt horrible about what we did to each other. I unknowingly did something to hurt her feelings. And so in retaliation of that, she did something to hurt my feelings. And it was one of those things where we both learned so much from that experience. I would hope that nobody else has that experience. But I will say, that was really the start of me going, oh, this is not like that. This is not like what I thought it would be. It was kind of like the first time that we were talking about doing the lifestyle, and that we were talking about how you were into women, and then we were at the trade center, and I was like, hey, check out this chick's ass, and you got pissed off at me for checking out this girl's ass, and I was like, wait, I thought that's what we were doing.
I was like, no.
So those were that was the year that I really started figuring out, well, you and I are on two different wavelengths.
Yeah.
We're on 2 pages.
Yeah.
And I really had to slow my roll down to figure out where we were on that. So that took some doing. That was our very, very first non-experience.
Yeah.
Nothing happened outside of I think you got fingered a little bit. You made out with that chick. But outside of that, nothing happened. And so that was something that we discussed over and over and over again. And I honestly thought after that experience that we were not going to pursue it anymore. I thought that was going to be the end of it.
Yeah.
And then you had talked to me about things and you were like, we can try and do this the right way.
Yeah.
We just need to talk better. We need to be better for each other.
Yes.
And so that made sense.
Yeah.
So I knew that there was a lot of things that I had to figure out that I was wrestling with because, and I'll tell you this, there's a lot of, I mean, you know this, there's a lot of toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
In and out of the lifestyle groups. Because it took me years to be able to say out loud that I love to watch my wife have sex with other men.
Mm-hmm.
It took me years to be okay with saying, yeah, that's what I'm into. And what I realize is there's a lot of guys who were into that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so it made it easier. But I remember like even being in the lifestyle, people would be asking me and I'd be like, yeah, like, I'm kind of into it because they label everything cuckold. People don't know what cuckold actually means.
Yeah.
And so they give it this derogatory tone and they label anything that seems less than masculine as cuckold. Well, you're just a cuck. Aren't you just a cuck? And it's like, well,
in a bad way.
No, but what do you even know what that means? Like,
yeah.
I think most people who throw that around in a derogatory way don't even understand what that means.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's one of those things where I was wrestling with that back then. Like
it was a bad thing.
Yeah. So the feeling inside of me that came up during that Halloween was a very, like I said, I went outside. I left you in the room. I went outside. We were all outside and everybody was smoking and everything. And I remember just sitting there and people were talking to me and I was kind of laughing and I was sitting there and it could have gone one of two ways. If I was more experienced, that uneasy feeling in my stomach, probably I would have realized, hey, this is a turn on for me. And I'm kind of wondering what's happening over there. And I can't wait to hear about it, which is pretty much me now.
Right.
But because I didn't understand those feelings, I didn't know where to put them. I didn't know how to categorize them. And I had never experienced anything like this before. It went the wrong way. And I felt very machismo. I felt very, this man has been disrespected.
Yeah.
Been disrespected.
Yeah.
And he needs to go in there and he needs to get this shit straight. You know what I mean? It was stupid. It was very, very, very dumb way of thinking. But there's a lot of people who start out and they don't know how to interpret that feeling.
Yeah. That
they have inside of them.
I mean, it's jealousy.
There's jealousy there.
There's jealousy and
we automatically think that that's a bad thing.
And you have to figure out why you have that feeling.
Yeah.
Because it's not your partner's fault. It's no one's fault, but it is your problem.
Their feelings to navigate.
It's your feelings, so you have to figure out how to navigate through them.
Yeah, their feelings to navigate. Now, when you came up to me afterwards, and this was a good while afterwards, but you were like, I think that we can do this the right way. Let's give this a shot again. We'll give this a try. And so we talked about it more and more. And then I decided, okay, I really need to see how I'm going to react to you being with somebody.
Right.
That to me was the most important thing. I needed to see how I was going to react because before you, the very, very, very first time that I ever had any kind of a hot wife feeling, and I think I might have told you this, but it was towards the end of my first marriage. The marriage was over. It was the last year I was there. But I had these dreams of catching her fucking another man.
Yeah.
And me standing in the doorway watching. Now, I was not attracted to her by this time. I was actually kind of disgusted with her, as most people who get divorced end up being. But that particular scenario played out in a dream, and it really caught my attention because I remember sitting back going, what the fuck does that mean? It turned me on.
Yeah.
And I came to that thought. And I was like, what does that mean? And then I experienced it more with you when we started going through the whole swinging thing.
Yeah.
So that first experience, we we got into the communities. We kind of reached out to different people, and we were going to see if we can get a guy over to the house
Right.
to be with you.
Yeah. I think we were on something like 3 Fun, STC,
No,
Adult Friend
it was
Finder.
AFF and SLS.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Swing
so
Lifestyle and
we
Adult
found a
Friend
single
Finder.
guy there, and, you set it up.
I did. Well, you seemed a little interested by the pictures,
Yeah.
and he was a muscular dude.
I was
He
like,
definitely got his
"Okay."
gym time in. He wasn't a bad looking guy, and we chatted up with him a little bit. And I said, okay, well, I guess let's see if this can work. So
Yeah.
we invited him over to the house when we had an empty house.
Mhm.
And do you remember how you were feeling leading up to it? Were you nervous at all?
I'm sure I was nervous. I was
Yeah,
always super insecure about my body,
really.
like,
Now, how
super
about as
insecure.
far as play for our first time? Were you
Um,
nervous about that at all?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We had never really talked about that.
Yeah.
I know I was nervous, but I was nervous for the sheer fact that there was no going back.
No. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, no matter what, I'm not going to unsee this.
Mhm.
And either I'm going to like it or I'm not going to like it.
Yeah.
And if I don't like it, this could be the end of our relationship. Like I'm really taking a chance here.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where you can't get rich working for somebody else. It's high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
And so I was willing to put that on the line. I was willing to put our relationship on the line because something told me I was going to like it. Something as in the experiences and thoughts that I had previous to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said, I got to figure this out.
Mhm.
We gotta check this
Mhm.
out. So the guy finally comes over. Nice dude.
Very nice.
Had good small talk conversation
Yeah.
in the room.
Yeah.
Um, and I
I
remember
used to get super nervous.
you
I
were
used to
nervous and he
giggle.
was
Yeah, I
nervous.
used to giggle, like, I get
So
nervous.
I remember the two of y'all standing in front of each other, and he was nervous. He didn't know what to do, and you were just like, well, you want to get started? And you just kind of went in, and before you know it, bam, you guys were making out right there
Mhm.
in front of me.
Mhm.
And I was like, whoa. You get flooded with emotions. Like you get flooded with all sorts of
You do.
feelings.
Yeah.
And, it makes you flush and your heart beats fast and your stomach is kind of, you feel the little butterflies in there. And it's like, I'm processing. I'm watching and I'm processing. And, and I'm hard.
Mhm.
But I'm processing
Mhm.
and I'm watching you make out with this guy. And I know that you're a great kisser and I love kissing you. So then
Mhm.
I'm watching you kiss this guy and your hands are starting to go all over the place and his hands are starting to explore your body. You're only wearing panties and a little shirt
Mhm.
and you guys are making out. And before you know it, like I felt some type of way just watching you guys kiss. But then there was a moment where you started grabbing at his dick
Right.
through
Yeah.
his pants.
Yeah.
And seeing that took that feeling that I had and made it 10 times worse. I was like, I'm in a daze here. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. And then I think I was looking at you every now and then
Yeah, you would look at me every
because
now and then. You disconnected back then.
yeah, I would disconnect. I would, remove myself mentally from that situation.
Yeah.
I kind of wanna say it is probably the same kind of thing that somebody who is getting assaulted does.
Yeah.
Not that I
I've
was
heard it
getting
compared to that.
assaulted. I was not getting assaulted. I was just in my brain removing myself from the situation. So I wasn't enjoying it. And then he wouldn't get hard. And
He
I was
struggled
like,
to
"Oh
get
my
hard.
goodness,
Yeah.
this is it me?" And so then
What we realized was that
he was just nervous, right?
nervous.
But I
Yeah.
didn't know then. And I ended up making out with you.
Yeah. So, well, he wanted to bring me in. So I watched you guys for a while.
Yeah. I think he
And
wanted
straight
to like
up, like
tag team.
I was standing there and I was pulling at it while I was watching you guys
Yeah.
because I was like, oh my God, this is incredible.
Yeah.
This is hot. That's kind of where I realized, okay, I'm liking this.
Yeah.
And so I was watching and I was recording because
Yeah.
was I recording? Maybe that
Not
was a
that
different,
one.
not that one,
Yeah.
huh? But anyways, I was watching you guys standing up while you guys were on the bed.
Yeah.
And I remember him specifically, he was struggling to get hard, struggling to get hard, struggling to get hard. So then he finally tells me, hey, man, why don't you come in here and help me out?
Yeah.
Like with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I remember you started getting me involved. We started making out. Um, Before you know it,
I'm writing you.
you were writing me.
Yeah.
And that, I guess, turned him on enough to stand up on the bed, and you basically gave him head while you were writing me.
Yeah.
Now, that sent me over. That was it. Like, I couldn't last any longer. She was writing me. I have this view of her going down on this guy right above me, and forget it. I came. But of course, I have that thing where I can stay hard. So I kept
Right.
on, I kept on going.
Yeah.
But once he realized, yeah, I was done, he was like, okay, well, I guess, we're going to go ahead and wrap
Yeah.
this up.
I was like, okay.
And so he ended up leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I
Proceeded to go at it for several hours.
yeah, we fucked all weekend off of that one.
Yeah.
And possibly all week off of that one as well.
Yeah.
But as we kind of came, after we had sex, we sat down and we talked about it.
And that's where I realized that I had to come back because it made me feel
It took a
certain way.
while, and I had to have sex with her to bring her back.
Yeah.
And it was almost like, and it's like you said, it's that disconnect that people, when they get sexually assaulted, it's like they're just a vessel, they're not really a part of that. And you did that for quite some time.
I did, and I couldn't understand why. And then I realized that I wasn't really wanting. I really wasn't wanting it as much as you wanted it.
Yeah, especially back then. Looking back on it, obviously, I think you did a lot of these things for me.
Yeah.
So that I could get my experiences.
And I'm super insecure and super jealous.
Yeah, and that was the funny thing, was I knew that, but I felt like back then, I guess I was so blinded by my want for these experiences that I thought you were on the same page as me.
Yeah.
Because you weren't outwardly saying
Because
this.
I wasn't vocalizing what I wanted. I wasn't being transparent. And I didn't really want to be. You were a different person.
Was I?
You weren't understanding. You're a very frustrated person.
Yeah.
Like if I said I didn't want to do it, you would throw a tantrum.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. So
I want to do this.
Yeah. So
you're just being a jealous wife.
Yeah.
But see, that was the hard part, was I couldn't separate the two. I couldn't see that it wasn't a jealous wife.
Yeah.
It was something
I just wasn't ready.
You weren't ready.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, you've had all your experiences and you're holding out on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously,
like we had arguments
totally
about this. Like
absolutely.
So and to, in relationships, somebody always ends up, somebody always ends up bending, and I always bended. And so it went like that for a long time, a really, really long time.
First few years, probably.
And then it got better, but then Polly came, and that roller coaster. And then I think now is the best swinging experiences I've ever had. So
well, I think you kind of launched yourself forward. We're still talking about our early days.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying,
yeah. Well, that first experience, seeing
brought
you with the guy, it brought out a lot for me that was positive. Unfortunately, it was your first of many guys that just did not work.
Yeah.
Which you already wanted more women experiences than men. You were never really into the men experiences. You primarily did that for me. And it seemed like almost every guy that would show up couldn't show out.
Yes. Yeah.
And you didn't have a great experience. And so the great experience that would take place would be what would ensue afterwards between you and I. That was the only time that you really had a good time, because the guy would always disappoint.
Always. Like it was never a good experience. And we had, like you said, a few. Geez, did I even have any?
It was a while.
Maybe two,
it was a while.
and the whole time. Yeah.
It was a while. It took a while.
Yeah.
Now, that first experience, it went well. It went well for me. Like I said, it took a while to get you back.
Yeah.
But once you were back, we were able to talk about things. And then we decided, okay, now it's my turn.
Yes.
Now let's set up a woman to come be with me,
Mm-hmm.
and let's see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this girl that I worked with. Um, Now a rule of mine: don't shit where you eat. But back then,
And
when
also,
you're
don't play with vanillas.
don't play with vanillas. But when you're early on, you're looking for experiences. This was somebody who expressed interest and in both of us, and so I was like, what the
And
hell?
really was
Why
doing it
not?
because her husband had done it and cheated on her.
This is true, and it was done for the wrong reasons. Once
Yes.
again, checking red flag boxes.
Telling you.
There was this experience was also on paper not a good
Not a
experience.
good experience.
There was a lot of reasons why we should not have gone for her, but we did because I wanted the experience. I needed to see how it was going to be with
Yes.
another woman, but I needed her to see how it was going to be with another woman, right?
Yes.
All in all, and once again, it happened on this one took place on a
I think it
Halloween
was my
party.
birthday.
Was it your birthday?
Yeah, someone's birthday.
Some
We
party
threw a
that we
lot of
threw at the house.
parties.
We used to throw parties at the house all the time. Vanilla parties.
Vanilla parties, yeah.
But she came, everybody ended up leaving. She left with everybody. And when she saw that everybody left, she called back and she was like, hey, I was wondering if you guys wanted to have some fun. I can turn around, I can head back. And I was like, yeah, let's do that. So I guess she went home and she changed into something sexy, and then came back. And she was dressed in like some
Bustier.
had a bunch of straps and ties and
A
all sorts
corset.
of
She
shit.
had a
Oh my
corset.
God.
And
I mean, it
so
was sexy, but damn, like I was trying to get into it. I could not, like, she was very chesty, and
Yeah.
I like chesty, and I couldn't get a
Yeah.
chest out of that thing. Like it took a while.
Yeah.
But I remember she got there, we started making out, the two of us, and then it was the three of us. And we all had an immersive experience that went well until I got hard again and wanted to go for another round.
Mhm.
Um, that was something that we had not previously discussed. It was something that had never come up. And it was something that Priscilla had only seen me do with her, was get hard and want to go for another round.
Yes.
Um,
So he proceeded to have sex with this girl again.
Without asking my wife. I asked the girl that I was with, I was like,
Can we go again?
can we go again? And she was like, yeah, sure. So I remember very specifically, I rolled because I was on the side of her. I kind of rolled her up and I got behind her
Yeah.
and I started having sex with her doggy style. And you were right there next to me. And the faces you made to me, um, I would liken it to visual cyanide. Like, if looks could kill,
Yeah.
I would have been incinerated.
Yes.
I would have lost my life within seconds.
Yes.
You were not happy about that.
No.
And you were basically like, hurry up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
Finish, hurry up.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, shit, I'm already in trouble. I might as well enjoy this one, So I finished, and we played it cool until she left. And as soon as she left, boy, did we get into it.
We did.
We had a long discussion about that one. And it was one of those things where it's like, that's when she discovered, oh, this is something that he likes to do. He likes to do multiple rounds. This is something we need to talk about more. Once again, a lot of time had to pass. Like, we didn't jump into our next experience in between.
No.
There was a lot of downtime in between experiences.
We've been in this for 15 years.
Yeah. And so we took our time before we got into another experience. So we saw how the first one played out when we invited the single guy. We processed and talked about it for a long time. We brought in a woman to be with me, and we saw how that went. We processed it. We discussed it for a long period of time. And then we decided we wanted to kick it up a notch and try a full swap, an actual couple.
Yeah.
And the easiest thing for us was the couple from our Halloween party that started it all from the very beginning. Yeah. And it was a bad experience from the very beginning. But we were like, you know what? Maybe this would be good. Maybe it would be good if we turned to these people and we said, you know what? You guys are going to be our first full swap couple. Let's give this a try. I didn't harbor any bad feelings. Like I said, we were all drunk. So everything that took place I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I was like, you know what, this is what it is. Let's do this the right way.
Mhm.
And so we went over to their house. Um, and I really was expecting it to be the Priscilla show and for me to be sitting off to the side watching you get ravaged because I knew this woman wanted you bad
Right.
and
And I wanted her.
you loved your woman experiences. You wanted her.
Yeah.
So I was not really experiencing, I wasn't expecting anything more
Yeah.
than just you two all over each other and maybe you playing with him or whatever. Um, but no, that was really cool about this couple was even knowing how much she wanted you, she spent plenty of time with me,
She did. Yeah.
and I did not feel anything lacking.
Mhm.
Um, they are still to this day one of our favorite couples, and
Mhm.
we still play with them whenever
Mhm.
we get the opportunity to.
Mhm.
Um, they're very, very great friends of ours, but
Mhm.
that was our first full swap experience.
Hold on, hold on. We need to tell you guys about 3 Fun first.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so 3 Fun is the app. You guys know the app,
And if you don't know, it's for couples and singles who want to connect with like-minded people.
and it actually works. Like, we're not just saying that.
It's easy. It's low pressure and it's way less awkward than trying to figure out on your own.
Way less.
We're going to leave it at that.
Yep. Download 3 Fun. The link is in the show notes. Okay, where were we?
Huh.
Now, what did you think about it? Like, do you remember any of that?
I think
It's a
so.
long time ago.
I think I remember it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
I mean, I still enjoy it. They're still, like you said, one of my favorite. She's one of my favorite women to play with.
I think, what's funny is the more you sleep with a person regularly, I think the better it gets.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, obviously, if you're talking one on one, sure. But if you're talking like couple on couple, the more experiences you have
Yeah.
with them, the more you get to kind of figure out where their buttons are,
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
more you figure out how to satisfy them better. And it just becomes better.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fun.
it
Yeah.
is fun.
Yeah.
I remember I was very, very nervous. And actually, it took me years to get over being nervous when it came to sexual
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
Um, my whole body would shake whenever it came down to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
When I would be fine if we went out, if we had drinks, if we went out to dinner, I would be
Yeah.
fine. If we went to somebody's house, I'd be fine. But the moment somebody said, "Hey,
Let's play.
let's take this to the bedroom,"
Yeah.
I'd immediately start
Start
shaking.
shaking.
Full body
Yes.
shaking. And it was kind of embarrassing because I'd be laying on the bed making out with the wife of the
Yeah.
couple or
We
whatever,
usually start
and I'd be
kissing.
shaking.
Yeah,
We always started with
we
each
started
other first.
kissing each other first, and we used to have a rule that we would start with each other.
Yeah.
And so we did. I think that time you and I were sitting on the couch and they were sitting on the bed and you and I started making out
Yeah.
and I was rubbing you and then they started making out and they were just watching us. And then it kind of started from there. Like I
Yeah, and
started
it really went from there, like
it really did. I think I started writing you
yeah,
and then
and she was going down on him on the couch next to
right
us.
next to us,
Yeah.
yeah, and then I think we swapped
Yes, you did.
and it was freaking hot. So once
It
we
was
got the
fun.
guys off, because we swapped and she was, writing Adam and I think I was on the bed with her, dude. But after that, her and I would have fun.
What's funny is even still to this day, and it's been years,
It's
even
still
still to this day, it's still in
it's still in that order.
that's still that order, you
Yeah.
know? They're like, "Oh, let's get the guys over and done with so that we can spend some girl
Yeah.
time." You
Yeah.
guys are just
Yeah.
cons.
Yeah. But
Just
y'all like
taking us
that.
of course.
Y'all are sitting there,
Of course.
watching and still rubbing it out and
Of course.
or fucking talking about shit and laughing. So
Yeah. Now, I enjoyed my time with them, but even then, I was like, okay, we had a good full swap experience.
yeah.
I want to see what it's like with others.
Yeah.
Now, our hometown really did not produce a lot of
No.
attractive couples,
No.
a lot of ethical couples.
Yeah.
I felt like we were constantly ending up with people who would contact you afterwards and be like, "Hey, do you think you'd wanna play without him?" Or
Yes.
we would, or we were just kind of both taking one for the team so that we could get an experience in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was one couple that we met up with we met them through a website, and they seemed all right. She was shorter. I found her attractive. They were both a little bit older than us. But I found her attractive. He was not your type. Most men are not. But we met up with them for drinks,
Mm-hmm.
and they seemed like a cool couple. But there were certain moments where you would notice she was drinking a bit. She was getting sauce, and then she gets kind of loose with her mouth and starts talking stuff. And he would get very suppressive, and he would be like, you need to be quiet. Like that's enough. Like he would get kind of short with her when they would start drinking. And so I thought that was weird, you know? And then we ended up running into them a couple more times at a couple different clubs. And we decided, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So we set something up, and we said, let's go ahead and do this. So we pulled up at their house. They gave us the address. We pulled up. Very, very nice house. This place, I mean, it was for just the two of them. I mean, maybe they had kids. I don't know, but I don't think they had anybody living in the house with them anymore.
No.
It's a very old historic house in a very.
Was that the second couple?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was the second couple that we were ever with.
Wow.
And so our experiences early on were not the greatest.
Wow.
So we had to climb up all these stairs for one thing.
These are historic houses, so they kind of
they sit up on a really tall hill.
No, yeah, I guess
Kinda.
it's like you're the street, and then there's 3 steps to the sidewalk. And then there's like
this
10 steps to their front patio.
It's it's like the Mayan temples, man. You know, you've got all these stairs going up to the top
area.
You could see them at the top. You know, these silhouettes of the couple standing in front of the doorway all the way at the top. And maybe I'm dramatizing it. I don't know, but that's the way I remember it.
So so we go in, and where they asked us if we want a beer. So we get a beer. Adam and I are sitting on a chair, and they're sitting
it's like a den area
across from us.
It's not quite a living room area, but it's almost like a secondary living room or a den area. You can tell they entertain people here.
Yeah.
Very nice place.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh my God.
If being in that area, first of all, and that kind of house, you have to have money. So So we're there, and a lot of antiques, you know.
Just having conversation.
Yeah, having conversation, just talking. And we end up going upstairs.
Yeah, there was a little bit of kissing that took place. She kissed me down in the den. And I guess he kissed you. And somebody said, do y'all want to go upstairs? And we're like, okay, sure. I mean, that's what we're here for, right?
Yeah.
So we went upstairs, and we went to their bedroom, which was also very, very nice. And you and I started making out.
Yes.
And they were getting to one side of the bed. We were on the other side of the bed, and we started making out. And then eventually you got on the bed, and you and I started having our fun. And they were on the opposite side of the bed doing the exact same thing. At some point, the husband looks up and he goes, hey, Adam, do you want to switch? And I looked at you and I said, you cool with that? And you were like, yeah, sure, whatever. Okay. So we switched. I went to the other side of the bed where his wife was laying, and he went to your side of the bed. Now, I am trying to take my mind out of it because, you know, I'm already nervous as it is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure my dick stays hard because I'm already nervous as it is. But I am attracted to this woman, and she seemed like a good kisser. So I was like, you know, this shouldn't be too hard. So we proceed to make out while she's on the bed. We're kissing. I'm on top of her. She's kind of got her legs wrapped around me a little bit. And I'm touching her and I'm kissing her. And I notice while I'm kissing her, she's kind of going, and it's kind of stifled and it's a little light,
and I'm on,
but it's laughing.
yeah.
And I'm like,
And I'm laying there and I can hear her while I'm dealing with my own situation.
It sounded kind of fake.
Yeah.
We'll get into your situation.
Yeah.
But it sounded kind of fake, this stifled laughing. And I was
Yes.
like, you know, I had heard stories from you about your past experiences and how if you didn't want to play with somebody because they weren't attractive and you didn't want to tell them no right off the bat, you just basically said that you had your period.
Yes.
Like that was something that women do. If they don't want to play with you, they'll be like, "Oh, well, I'm on my period. Sorry."
Yeah.
You know, and that was kind of what was already in the back of my head. So this woman is starting to laugh and laugh, and the laughing is getting a bit more loud and a bit more hysterical. And I'm like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah. Well, didn't he tell you?" Referring to her husband. And I was like, No, what's up?" And she goes, "Well, I'm extremely ticklish." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I don't need to, sorry if I'm touching you a certain way." And she goes, No, it's okay. She's like, "But I'm extremely ticklish in every single way in every part of my body. So there's no way to get past this without my laughing. So hopefully it's not too much of a distraction for you." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, we're in this now, so let's do it." You know, I mean, I was inside of her at that point. Um, so the laughing is as soon as I slid inside of her, she was laughing. And
Yeah.
I normally like laughing when we're having sex, when you and I are having sex,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of ab work that takes place. And there's a lot of grippy things happening because of the Kegels. It's amazing. So I like to make you laugh whenever we're having sex. But that was not the case during this one. She was laughing like the Joker from the first Batman.
Yeah.
It was intimidating,
Yeah.
to say the least. I felt like either I was doing something wrong or I was doing something very, very right, and it did not feel good. And so it was very, very distracting. I really couldn't get past it. But then it wasn't just the laughing. This woman, I guess when she would get very passionate during her sexual experiences, uh, I likened the motion to be that of almost like a velociraptor from Jurassic Park, where they kind of bite the air.
Yeah.
They do that bite. They're like, "Arr," and you see the teeth come out. Well, she was doing that to me as I was on top of her. Like she wanted to bite me. She was like,
Yeah.
"Arr," and she would like reach out to you, who was across the bed from her, and she would reach out to me and just kind of do like this dragon paw thing. It was really, really weird. Very, very distracted. I did not realize all the way on the other side of the bed, my wife was having a completely different experience. What was going on in your side of the bed?
So he, I guess, couldn't get hard, but really tried.
Huh.
And he had me lay down and cross my legs.
Okay.
And so pretty much fucked my thighs. And
So he didn't penetrate you?
very little, like the tip. And I was super insecure. I hadn't been with a lot of guys. So I was like, oh my gosh, I must be really like wide.
That he would fuck your thighs?
Yeah. Like I must be really like, he must not feel anything when he's inside my pussy.
Do you recall, was he a good size at all?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Huh.
I want to say he was average. So
Okay.
6 inches, if that,
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was thin, but I wasn't even big. I
Yeah.
was just super insecure.
Huh.
And so I'm looking over at this girl who's not pawing at me and laughing. And I looked at Adam and I'm giving Adam this face like, are you serious? Are we finishing this?
Oh, we were making faces the whole time. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here? But I wasn't going to leave until I finished.
Yeah. So I think he finished. I
finished because of you.
Yeah. And
I was so distracted from the laughing, the maniacal laughing and the friggin' dinosaur jaws and the pawing at me, that I was like, there's no way I'm
because
going to
I can
finish.
fake it. I faked it.
She's so good.
I faked it
She's
so
so
good.
good. And so she saw that I was struggling. I didn't think I was going to come.
Mhm.
And so Pris put on this show that she knew was going to send me over.
And it
And
did.
it did. It
We
totally did.
finished, that couple goes downstairs or does something, and we're in the room by ourselves, and I look at him and I'm like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
We getting out of here."
Yeah. And that's exactly what we did.
Like,
We got dressed. We skedaddled the fuck out of there. Like we were like, oh, bye. We'll see you later. And we jetted. And we laughed our way all the way home because it was such a strange debrief.
yeah.
And I remember thinking, gosh, I hope not all the experiences are like this. Now, you know what's funny is I would go often. I would go often to like Pornhub or, even like the websites that we were on where we actually found them.
Mhm.
And a lot of people can upload like their videos of their fun
Yeah.
time and stuff like this. This couple got around, let me tell you,
Yeah.
and they recorded a lot of their stuff and they put it out
Yeah.
there for people to watch.
Mhm.
And I only knew it was them because A, I recognized the bedroom, and C, I could hear the muffled laughing throughout the video. And I knew it was her. I knew it was her. It was killer. Oh, that was really good impression. Yeah, that was killer. That was killer. First off, I'm still new to all this and I'm very insecure about myself. So then all of a sudden I
Yeah.
have a woman who I was sexually attracted to who's laughing
Laughing.
at my performance.
Yeah.
It took me years to figure out whether or not I was good at sex. I
Yeah.
knew that you told me I was good at sex,
Yeah.
but you also married into this,
Same.
you
I
know?
wasn't sure, and the way he had me, I was like, "Man, I must not be, like, good."
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
I
Yeah.
mean, things like that will pop up in your head and when you're having certain experiences. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
older now, I'm an adult. I was an adult then, but I'm older now, and totally understand situations, so,
Yeah.
you know.
So that was our first, our second couple swap experience. Now, I can tell you the immediate experience that we had after there was a single woman who was in the
Mhm.
groups and we had invited her over. And I played with her more than anything else. You were just kind of there on the bed, and it was
Mhm.
primarily her and I.
Mhm.
And it was hot. It was
Mhm.
fun. It was a good time. I think that was the same. We actually invited her over, and we invited the guy
Right, the
who
first
you were
guy.
first with,
Mhm.
giving him the benefit of the doubt that he could
And he's
perform
still
the second time around,
he could
and
not.
he couldn't.
But
So I
she
was
had the
there.
end of that one, I
She
didn't.
had the end of that
So
one,
I was
but
like, "Let me have my man."
I ended up satisfying the both y'all, which was cool.
Mhm.
But I remember going at it with her, and you were laying on the bed, and you were like, "Yeah, I have a stomach ache. I don't feel too good." And we ended up finishing, and that chick left,
Mhm.
and we were talking because she went down on me,
Yeah.
and she gave me a really good blowjob
Yeah.
that made me come,
Yes.
and
I
that
had never
mm-mm,
made him come with a blowjob.
not at that time.
Yeah.
No, she hadn't made me come at
No.
all. Like I was one of those that I didn't think I'd ever come from
Mhm.
a blowjob, and I not only did she make me come, I did not last very
Mhm.
long. And so I guess that sat with you while her and I
Ooh,
were
I was
playing,
so
and
upset.
you were thinking about. Now I could not tell that you were upset. I just knew that you were like, "No, I don't feel good, so I'm not gonna play." But you guys go ahead. You were there. I didn't know until after she left, and
Yeah.
it took you a little while. You were acting a little standoffish, but also I knew back then you were disconnected,
Yeah.
and so I had to bring you
And I was
back and stuff like that.
figuring it out,
You were
processing it.
processing it, yeah. We know that now,
Yeah.
but we didn't know that then.
No, we did not.
And so it came up, and you were like, "So she made you come from a blowjob, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, like really fast."
Mhm.
And the way we talk about it now, I was trying to talk about it then. Like, yeah, it was the weirdest thing. Like, and so I thought you were trying to have a discussion like that because you were like, well, what did she do that was so great? It was the way you worded it. What did she do that was so great that you ended up coming so fast? And that's when I started sitting back going, Oh,
Shit.
shit's about to hit the fan. Okay. This is not a free wielding and easy conversation. And so we've had throughout the years, we've had a lot of these uncomfortable conversations, processing that lead into questions that lead into uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah.
Uh, I can go on and on about all the different experiences that we had, but I broke those down for a reason.
Mhm.
Um, those were some major learning opportunities in our early ages. I understand that you guys you haven't played with another couple yet. You're still in the early stages of talking.
Yeah.
I want you to learn from our mistakes. Like I said, everything on paper, everything that we did was wrong.
Yes.
Every way that we went about it was the wrong way, and
Was
we
not the
lucked
right way.
out.
Mhm.
We really lucked out that the way we did things did not fuck up our relationship.
Yes.
Luckily for us, we both loved each other so much that we refused to let anything fuck up our relationship. We
Mhm.
were going to hash this out.
Mhm.
We weren't going to go to bed mad. We were going to hash this out.
Mhm.
And we did that for several years,
Yeah.
where we really had to sit down and go, we're going to hash this out.
Yeah.
I don't care if it
We
takes us
did.
24 hours.
Yeah.
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 We did that a lot.
Mhm.
And I remember there were several times where I sat back and I was like, I fucking love her too much to let this fuck us up.
Yeah.
Like I had those thoughts a lot early on. It's like we love each other way too much.
And it really helped us with different experiences, and it helped us and in between these experiences, we we would go months
Yes.
without even playing. It was more
Yeah.
conversation. We've gone years without
I
playing.
wouldn't say years.
We've gone at
We
least
played
a
every year.
year.
We played every year at least once.
You think?
We played every year.
And so, I mean, for me, it wasn't there you go. It wasn't even that
I can remember almost every
it
instance.
wasn't that great of experiences for me to remember.
And see, that was the part that I struggled with because something that you have to understand, and this is rampant in the lifestyle, is there are a lot of men who struggle to work,
Mhm.
for one thing.
Mhm.
There are a lot of men who are nervous. There are a lot of men who already struggle with ED problems. You add anxiety on top of that. There are a lot of men who will see you and be intimidated, but still want to pursue you. There are whatever reasons, there's a book full of them
Yeah.
as to why the dick will not work.
Mhm.
And probably 99% of it does not revolve around you.
Yeah.
It's around the gap.
Yeah.
And so that's something that you have to first expect. And
Mhm.
when it happens, not take personally.
Yes.
But also understand that it's not easy to find a good experience with a guy most times. Is that fair to say?
Um,
Because you're not the only person that I've heard this from.
yeah, unfortunately, if a guy doesn't tell you, like I have guys now that tell me, "Hey, it takes me a long time. I'd rather go down on you for a while before we have sex." Okay. Because they're being super transparent. When you don't tell me and I'm waiting and you're trying to stuff very soft dick inside me, um, and you know that you always have this issue, then that sucks. But yeah, I mean, I would agree with
I
you.
always felt bad
I would
because,
agree with you.
obviously for me, it's hard to have a bad experience. Not to say that I haven't had bad experiences with women. There have been a few.
But you also don't suffer from ED.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. And that's something that I had to really kind of explain to my lovely wife here is that, there's a lot of pressure on us guys.
Yeah.
And it's hard to rise to the occasion. And of course, if you can't get your dick hard, a lot of us guys are like, we feel like failures.
And you
It's
start getting
it's
in your
it's in
head.
your head.
Yeah.
It's there. It's
Yeah.
hard to bounce back from that. And of course, if I'm in my head and I'm trying to please you, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So obviously you're gonna
And
be affected by it.
and
You're gonna have a bad
condoms
experience.
condoms really, if they've never used condoms and it's
If
their first
Yeah,
time,
they've been with
it's
their
gonna
wife
they've
for
been with their yeah, it's
years.
gonna be a struggle, so you have to be patient with that, and I didn't understand any of that until we had conversations, so
Yeah, yeah. The number one thing that I would advise you guys is communicate
Mhm.
100%. If it seems like you're communicating too much, you're doing it right. Um,
Yes.
if you feel like you're just I'm over communicating with you right now, I'm giving you way too many details, you're doing it right.
I am an over communicator. I will tell him about every conversation that I have.
Yeah. She'll be like,
For
"Oh,
the most part,
this
I
guy
do
messaged me today and
I
said
do
hello,"
get
and I'm like,
yeah,
"Okay."
I do get super busy, but for the most part, I tell him about he doesn't really care.
I don't.
He's like,
I don't.
"Okay."
Unless it turns sexual, I don't
Yeah,
care,
he
you
doesn't
know?
care. And so, that's me. He is not like that. He won't
Yeah.
he's not like that. So
So this was something that we had to talk about, and I had
mhm,
to really get her to understand kind of my frame of reference, my point of view in this is because I understand where she's coming from. She's an oversharer. She over communicates all of these details, even the ones that don't need to be communicated, as
mhm,
far as I'm concerned. And I had to explain to her, I said, I don't tell you every time somebody messages me. And the reason why is because a lot of people that message me, many of them aren't going anywhere. And I
mhm,
know that immediately. When people message me, when a woman messages me, if if I'm not interested right off the bat, chances are I might not be interested later on either. So,
mhm,
there's that. But then as the conversation goes on, I'm either going to get pulled in and be interested or I'm not.
right.
And so I would have these conversations with women that I knew weren't going anywhere.
Mhm,
And then she would find out that I was having conversations with these women. And she's like, well, why didn't you disclose that to me? And I said, well, because they're not going anywhere. I'm not going to sleep with them.
yeah.
We're not talking sexually. There's nothing going on here except for the fact that they're messaging me. And you were like, well, how would you like it if I did that to you? And I'm like, that's fine. It's okay. You don't have to tell me every Tom, Dick, and Harry that sends you a message unless it's going somewhere.
Mhm,
Then I need to know about it. So it took you a while to understand kind of my point of view on that. But um, I've also come a long way in that I pretty much let you know,
yeah, yeah,
uh, any messages that I get,
mhm,
just because what I realize now, and you've gotten me to understand your point of view in the fact that we handle each other's phones daily, like without thinking. She's
mhm,
like, "Oh, can I use your camera? Yeah, here you go for it." We know each other's passwords. We know how to get into each other's social medias. There is nothing secretive. But the reason why I overshare with her at this point, because I know how she knows how I feel.
mhm,
But the reason why I overshare at this point is because she made a really good point. She said, if I'm using your phone
mhm,
and a message comes in from somebody and I didn't know that you were talking to them, then I'm going to be like, what the fuck?
mhm,
And I thought to myself, that is a really good fucking point because I don't want to eat shit, and have this uncomfortable conversation
yeah,
because you saw that somebody was messaging me and it was something, and maybe you felt some type of way about it and it was
mhm,
something that you didn't know about.
yeah,
Then it looks like I'm hiding.
yeah,
It looks like I'm not being transparent.
yes,
So I was like, okay, I get it.
mhm,
And yes, we can fix that. So I'm
yeah,
I'm more open to it now.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
you are. I mean,
Yeah.
it's, from the beginning to now, very different.
Night and day. And so and that's really what you're asking. A lot of this stuff we had to learn trial by fire. We
Yes.
had to get into the big arguments. We had to figure things out. We had to
Mhm.
learn how to vet for
Oh,
the
yeah,
proper experiences. And that's
yes,
another thing you got to learn. So you got to not jump into experiences. Go vet 100%
ask
until the both of
questions,
y'all feel
yes,
comfortable.
comfortable, yes,
Absolutely.
exactly,
Yeah, you can't do it any other way because if you do it any other way, one or the other is going to have issues.
yeah,
There's going to have some dark contention inside that's going to build and bubble and eventually spill over,
yeah,
and it's not going to be a good
no,
conversation.
it won't be good. I mean, it can it can cause cracks in a marriage, it can do a lot of damage to friendships, relationships in any type of way.
Yeah.
Um, best advice is communicate, talk about experiences, talk about what you expect your experiences to be, what you expect from each other.
Yeah.
Um, if you disagree, find out why you disagree. You have to agree to disagree sometimes, and it is what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Find a common ground, because if you don't, it's going to be hard. So if you're already going to like events and clubs and stuff like that, start slow.
Yeah. Yeah, for
There's
sure.
so many different ways to do that.
And you know what? If you see your partner doing something that you don't like, communicate it with them instead of holding it in and doing something to hurt
Yes.
them.
Yes.
One-upping your partner or your spouse is never a good idea.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? That a fight doesn't work for people if everybody's trying to win the fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, you're not going to get anything solved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you feel like you have to one up your partner because they did this and now you're going to teach them a lesson by doing this, then you might as well break up.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well go your separate ways, because this relationship is not a priority.
Yeah.
You have to have the emotional intelligence to sit down and go, okay, look, I did not like that. And I would really, really love it if that never happened again.
If you did not do that.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks,
Yeah.
but it is what it is.
It is.
You got to say it. And I think that was probably the biggest lesson that we learned, was being able to communicate. And
Yeah.
even still to this day, like it's hard. It's
Yes,
hard.
It is hard.
I've sat back and told Pris, I'm like, I didn't like that. It's very rare
Mm-hmm.
that I say stuff like that, but it's like, I didn't like that. And it's like, okay, let's talk about that,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
vice versa.
Mhm.
She's like, at the end of the night, she's like, yeah, I didn't care for that.
I didn't
Like,
care.
oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So that's really what it
It's
comes down to. Learn from our lessons.
Yes.
Learn from the people around you. Everybody's got stories like these. They really do.
And you're gonna have experiences that you don't like. It is what it is, because you don't
That's
know
what
what
it
you
is.
like until you like it.
Yeah,
So
totally.
yeah.
Totally. I love that, though. That was a good one.
Well, I hope this helps you too. And honestly, thank you for trusting us with that. That's exactly what this confessional's for.
Yeah, and if you got your own confession out there, your own question or story, anonymous or not, head to beyond-monogamy.com and leave it for us. You might just hear us talk about it on a future episode. And while you're on that site, thank you very much. You want to poke around.
That was me
like I do.
poking.
Yeah, she's poking. You'll find every past episode, clips from the show, our merch store that this woman has created a lot of fun things for, our blog, of which I write, and of course, that confessional that we were just talking about. So don't forget, every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Central, we go live right there on the website, totally free to watch, no strings attached. All you got to do is go to the website, navigate to the top where it says live, click it, and just talk to us.
Yes. And if you want more of us outside of Thursdays, we're also a part of the lineup over at fullswapradio.com. You'll catch us there Thursdays at 2 and 7 p.m. Central, alongside a whole cavalcade of other adult podcasters worth checking out.
Yeah. And speaking of Thursdays and live events, we are going to be doing a live show in February from Crazy Winter Nights, hosted by Crazy Casbah and Full Swap Radio. If you're thinking about coming out, and you really should be, because it's going to be fun, use our code BEYOMONO, that's BEYOMONO, at crazycasbah.com for a discount. Now, you don't want to just sound that out. Go to our show notes. The website's right there. Click the link, because we'd love to meet you out there.
Yes. And before we go, if you enjoyed this episode, do us a favor, like it, subscribe if you haven't, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. And if you've got a minute, leave us a review, because it genuinely helps this little show reach more people.
Yeah, we've really expanded. Our show is taking off, and we have our current listeners to thank for that.
Yes, thank
but
you.
Hey, every listener out there who can share, and every listener out there who can review, and every listener who can just go up to their friends and go, hey, this is a good show. You should check it out. We appreciate you. We love you. And with that, we thank you all for joining us for another weekend. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Marketing is hard. But I'll tell you a little secret. It doesn't have to be. Let me point something out. You're listening to a podcast right now, and it's great. You love the host. You seek it out and download it. You listen to it while driving, working out, cooking, even going to the bathroom. Podcasts are a pretty close companion. And this is a podcast ad. Did I get your attention? You can reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Libsyn Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a pre-produced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience in their favorite podcasts with Libsyn Ads. Go to libsynads.com, that's Libsyn, ads.com today.